सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
Jimin, stop wildcat. Wait, reply is here. Brother-in-law, I own you one. I think Jungkook had fallen hard for your beauty. Jimin laughed, starting the message, making they flush. Go, I'm not talk to you anymore. They act angry, looking away, suppress a smile. They, baby is angry. Jimin hugged him from behind. You become angry already. I already sent all the pictures too. Jimin said, start to tickle him. Jimin, stop Jimin, they said between his giggle. Try to push him away. You're crazy. They took a deep breath, moving away. It is Jungkook who is crazy in your love, sir. Jimin winked, which earned him a slap on his shoulder from a blushed Taehyung. Now, remove my pins. You are for no use. They ordered, moving to the dressing table. Asked for Jungkook how important I am. He replied, shame, they won. Looking at him, my lovely friend, why do you get annoyed so easily? Jimin kissed his cheeks, which faded away their anger. Jungkook, son, where are you going? Miss John asked when she saw Jungkook moving out in his casuals. Dad, I need to discuss something with Uncle Kim. I'll be back in 5, he replied in a hurried way. No, you can't go there. I call your uncle here. Have not I already told you that? You can't meet him before function. She explained, hiding her smile. It was the third time he come up with an excuse to visit Kim Villa, but Miss John knew his trick very well. Umma, what the hell? These are just superstitions. How can you believe on them living in 21st century? He ended up bursting with frustration. Don't you dare to show me your anger, young man. You cry or you shout. You can't meet they. She started going into the kitchen. Uma, she laughed, hearing his behind her. My son is totally whammed, she thought, smiling. Uma, what happened to Jungkook? Why is he so angry? Jin asked. Enter the kitchen. Is that anger of not being able to meet his wifey? She replied, oh, Jin smiled, understanding his behavior. Uma, the designer called our dresses are almost ready. Shall we pick them up today? Jin asked, taking the food into the plate for Namjoon. Yes, let me call Kim. Miss John replied, taking out her phone. Hello, they replied politely, taking his phone call. I want to see you, They heard him sign on the other side. You have to wait for that, they said, popping down on his bed. I can't do that. You know it. He sounded really desperate. But you have to do it. They chuckled at his state. This seems fun to you, isn't it, my life? He said in his deep voice, hearing him chuckle. Bye. Uma is calling me, they said quickly on hearing his remark. Don't you? They cut the call before ever hearing his reply. Should I not have to cut the call? He pounded, laying down on his bed. They want to see him too. Shall I call again? No, I might sound desperate. They were still deciding on what to do when he got started by a hard knock on his window. Who is it? They shuddered, moving toward the door. Love, open the window. Let me tell you how to have a real fun. They got shocked on hearing his voice. Jungkook, they ran toward the window. and pull away the curtains to come across his smooth smile. Oh damn, this is not good, he thought, looking into his stormy grey eyes, boring holes into his soul. Jungkook, how did you come here? They asked, puzzled, opening his window. Pipe, he replied, entering the room, closing the window behind. Are you mad? What if you fell? You're already injured, they explained, looking at him. Life, it's not like this. It's my first time. I have practiced by now. He winked, pulling Tay to him. Huh? Practice? They was confused. Leave that. First tell me, why did you cut my call? Huh? He asked seriously, shaking his arm around his waist. I told you, Uma was calling me. They shuddered as he felt his hand moving inside his button up shirt. They shivered the moment his warm hands come into touch with his bare wrist. They clenched his shirt in his hand, closing his eyes. Jungkook, they felt butterflies in his stomach as he cared the skin spreading warmth in his body. Yes, Jungkook's life, he whispered, placing his lips on Tae, closed his eyes. Tae's legs turned yellow, feeling his breath on his face. What are you doing? They could hear his own heartbeat. What am I doing? He said, moving toward his cheekbone. Someone will come, Jungkook. They moved his face to other side as he prepared his jaw with kisses. No one will come. You tell me, why did you cut my call? He asked in between his wet kisses, moving down to his neck, wrapping his one arm around their neck. He moved his head back and started to place open-mouthed kissing along their song, his milky neck. Jungkook, they said with difficulty. They would fallen till now, if it was not for his grip around his waist. Moving back, he looked into the eyes with love and desire. He parted the lips who invited him. They shivered as he traced his lower lip with his thumb. The thing you do to me, love, he whispered on his lips, carrying them with his thumb slightly. They mourned as he placed his lips on him, pushing them against the wall. The moment their back touched the cold wall, he shivered, pushing their body against. Grabbing their both waists in his hand, he pulled them above his head. Biting on their lower lip, he moved back to take his flesh beauty. They opened his eyes, missing his warmth, and he smiled, crashing down his lips on hand holding his cheeks firmly, and the other his waist above. Leaving their rest, he picked them up against the wall, supporting his hips with his hand. They at once wrapped his arms, legs around his taco, making him groan loudly. Cupping their face in his hand, he parted his lips with his thumb, plugging his tongue in their mouth. He, every bit of his own little heaven. The hand triggered into his hair, bringing him closer as he played with pushing them more against the wall. They, to his will, after the never-ending kiss, he moved back, giving them time to even his breath. Meanwhile, he moved to his neck, they, with sweet kisses, opening the first two buttons of their shirt with one hand. He slid it away to his shoulder. They moaned loud as he kissed a spot above his collarbone, his smirk nipping on the area, making their stomach crunch with pleasure. They shrugged slightly as he bit that area, smoothing it with his tongue. Afterwards, accomplished his task, he again took his lips into a deep kiss, making their mind mystery. He left his lip with a tug on their lower lip, making it moan. You taste addictive, they. He started picking his swollen lips, putting his forehead on him's. 3 days to go, my life. They heard him sing as he kissed his nose,